这里是正言新闻台。今天我们要采访的对象是德国柏林巴德学院的政治思想教授 Ewa Atanassow。Ewa 教授要来向我们介绍他出版的新书。这本书是以法国思想家托克维尔的理论为基础，书中主张民主的前景有赖于以下3项困境是否能妥善处理，即如何将人民主权给制度化，如何定义民族性，以及如何把握全球治理的可能性及其限制。这3项困境不仅对19世纪的托克维尔，也是对当今21世纪的我们来说同等重要的议题。So thank you, Professor Ewa, for coming to our channel. The first question is, what is your new work's writing structure and significant findings?
Thank you. So in my book, I try to do 2 things. One is to explain 3 aspects of Tocqueville's thought through 3 concepts: sovereignty, nationalism, and globalization, and also to bring what Tocqueville has to say to us today, to make it relevant to us today and show how it bears on our contemporary world. So my structure is the following. I start with an introduction, explaining who Tocqueville was, why he's important, then going each chapter. I have 1 chapter for each concept, so the 3 core chapters are more explanatory or expository, and then in the conclusion I bring my findings to the contemporary world.
So the second question is, could you share with us the method and approach you use for writing in this book?
Okay, so my main method is close reading, right? So that's my first step, is to actually understand the text as it is written, to take every aspect of it seriously, to try to make sense of what Tocqueville is saying on his own terms. And after I do that, I do a little bit of translation. Here's where methodological issues occur, because I make Tocqueville to talk about nationalism and globalization, which are not his terms, but which I believe are things he's actually talking about. So he's describing similar, comparable phenomena, even though he's not talking about them in our own language. And so this is how I take what Tocqueville says and translate it into our own contemporary way of talking about our world. And that's how I bridge the distance between the 19th century and the 21st. This is, however, methodologically disputable or discussable at least. And so I'm also very interested in questions of what are the challenges of this way of proceeding.
Okay, our last question is, what would you suggest for students and researchers interested in using the historical approach for studying politics and political thought?
Well, I mean, part of what I try to say is that it's very important to understand the thinker or the theories you're reading in their own context. So history totally matters for politics. There is no political theory that is independent of history or that could be somehow studied as a universal lesson, always easily relevant or applicable to every context. So we need to take things from their context and then think about what about this particular understanding of things is applicable, portable, relevant to our own times. And this is, of course, a judgment call. This is where people debate, they disagree. These are major issues. Some say nothing is applicable beyond its context. Others want to be more universalist about it and say, no, we can actually identify universal truths and simply go by them. I stand somewhere in the middle. I think that and this is a lesson I have learned from Tocqueville. So what I would like to suggest to students is that they start with the history and with the texts, and then work their way slowly through the debates and the scholarship to thinking about contemporary questions. And also, I would like to suggest that you try to be as diverse, methodologically speaking, as promiscuous as possible, that you don't follow one school blindly, but you see what different schools or lines of argument have to say, take them on their own terms again, and then think them through, put them in conversation, and then come to your own judgment in the end.